Welcome to Biblical Dialectics. In this series I will develop a dialectical framing of the Bible, beginning with this short introduction to the dialectical system. The dialectic begins with a single thesis. A single thing, anything, an object, an event, an idea. The existence of a thesis necessitates an antithesis. This is something else, something other, that is not the thesis. To put it in simple terms, if the thesis is white, then the antithesis could be black. Tensions between ideas prompts a resolution to the thesis and antithesis dichotomy, a synthesis. This is conceptualized in the triangular framework with the light and dark halves showing how the thesis and antithesis feed in to the synthesis. If the thesis is white and the antithesis is black, then the synthesis could be grey. But this synthetic grey carries the tension of the parent ideas which birthed it, the sins of the father if you like. This means the synthesis will in turn produce its own thesis and antithesis on the next dialectical generation. We shall see how this develops shortly. In a relevant example, the thesis could be theism, a belief in God, and the antithesis would then be atheism, belief in no God. The tensions between opposing black and white views of the theological isms offers a synthesis in the form of agnosticism, a compromise of grey areas saying maybe there is a God. The synthesis, however, is in tension. The agnostic is tempted one way or another between the parent ideas of theism or atheism. The theism-atheism contradistinction is prefigured by the initial existence of God presiding over everything. The divine thesis is established at the very beginning of the Bible, literally, in the beginning, God. We begin with God, the first thing, the one. The Bible's introductory thesis of God is quickly followed by the antithesis of that which is not God, something other, something not infinite, eternal or immaterial. In this case, what we would think of as space, time and matter, or in biblical terms as in creation. For in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. God and creation share a relationship that forms the mainspring for all historical developments thereafter. Creation is from God, it is dependent upon Him, and in return God delights in the order and beauty of the universe. Behold, it was very good. Still, God and creation are separate things, immaterial and material, infinite and finite, eternal and temporal. Neither can fully interact with the other. Resolution comes in the synthesis of God and creation. The Bible calls this man. In modern terminology we would say humanity. Either way, God somehow projects himself into creation. Later atheists such as Feuerbach reverse biblical order and say that man projects himself onto God. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. The half-shaded triangle illustrates God and creation above, converging in humanity below. This black and white division is echoed in Genesis 1's dichromatic cycles of days and nights in the creation story. God separates components, one from the other. Consequently, we separate ideas in our dialectical thinking. Here begins the enduring moral connection of light and dark with good and evil. For God saw the light, that it was good. Man as the synthesis of light and dark is subsequently torn between the good and the bad. The dotted lines reveal a supernatural realm peaking in a pyramid structure, with the invisible peak representing the hiddenness of God. As humans, we can say nothing meaningful about anything above creation, so we carry the Creator, God, down to the top left of our first visible triangle. The word God materializes the immaterial in language. From this initial trinity, creation unfolds downwards through space and time. Man as a spiritual being is caught up in this invisible reality. God has placed infinity into the finite, and because the infinite is greater than the finite, humans are always seeking something greater than what they already have. Like all animals, we are subject to the ravages of time in our physical bodies, but within the heart of the human beast, there beats eternity. The image of God within us means that we desire reunification with the divine source. Thus, humans are always reaching for the transcendent, whether it is philosophic and scientific thinkers seeking new knowledge, or artistic and political luminaries creating utopic visions. This magnetic pull of eternal infinity within us is worth considering, for it will be a recurrent theme in the subsequent development of biblical history. With that in mind, we can return to Genesis and the formation of our dialectical structure. The dialectical structure unfolds downwards to conceptualize the development of ideas. Our topmost dialectic comprised of God, creation, and humanity. In time, the synthesis becomes the new thesis on the next level down. Because the synthesis holds the elements of the previous thesis antithesis, in our case, humanity is part God and part creature, humans separate towards spirit or flesh. Thus, two antitheses are potentialized according to human appetite for spiritual or material things. We can unfold the structure further to clarify the positions of beliefs on the dialectical pyramid. Since creation, the leaning towards the spiritual or material produces definitive belief systems. Here we see the aforementioned position of theism, agnosticism, and atheism, flowing out of humanity's desire towards the spiritual and material domains.